People today, they actually think hate speech is unconstitutional. It's not. It was never there to protect speech that you love and you find non-controversial.
Today is November 17th, 2022, and the time is now 8:51 a.m. I'm Investigator Vora, and I'm conducting an official investigation into CCRB case number 2022-05365 on the complaint of Sean Thomas, who alleges that at approximately 7:20 p.m. on August 10th, 2022, in the vicinity of the Hoyt Skirmerhorn Street subway station located at 225 Skirmerhorn Street in Brooklyn, the following misconduct occurred: force, abuse of authority, discourtesy. This interview is taking place at the CCRB and is being recorded digitally. Officer, please state your name, rank, shield number, and command.
POQ 9334, tax ID.
And command.
05859.
Command?
That's a shield. What was your command? Who were you working for?
For the command for now or?
No,
for
back then on August.
0859. It's a TD30.
Okay.
Oh, TD. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Has that command changed?
Yes.
Okay.
I got moved to SOD.
FOD?
SOD, still in Brooklyn. Yeah, okay. SOD, Special Operation Division.
Okay. And that's part of the Transit Bureau?
Yes.
Okay.
It's ATU.
Okay. All right. Present acting as your legal representative is?
Sam Littman, PBA attorney.
Present from the CCRB is?
Investigator Alexander.
Officer, you're being interviewed as a subject in this matter. Do you wish to make any voluntary statements? Do you wish to make any voluntary statements?
Oh, no.
Okay. This interview is taking place under the provisions of Patrol Guide Procedure 211-14. Officer, have you read and do you understand this procedure?
Yes.
Officer, have you read and do you understand the CCRB policy statement concerning the rights of a New York City police officer being interviewed by the CCRB?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the formal reading of the CCRB policy statement?
Yes.
Officer, have you also read and do you understand Administrative Guide 304-10, which states that absent exceptional circumstances, an officer will be dismissed from the police department for intentionally making a false official statement?
Yes.
Okay. So, officer, directing your attention to August 10th, 2022, and you can feel free to reference your memo book for these questions. What hours did you work?
From 1500 to 2335.
To 2335? Okay. Did you work any overtime?
No.
Okay. And what was your assignment?
It's just a station house, station security.
Okay. All right. And were you equipped with a body-worn camera?
Yes.
When were you first equipped with a body-worn camera?
The year. 2018, 2019, just approximate the year.
I think it's 2022.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know which month you were?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Was it when you graduated?
Yeah, probably if you graduated the academy in April.
I think in April. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So you were first equipped with a body-worn camera around April 2022?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. And did you record this incident on your body-worn camera?
Yes.
Okay. Did you record the entirety of the incident on your body-worn camera?
Yes.
Okay. When did you last review the footage?
What does that mean?
When did you look at it?
The day after.
The day after? Okay.
Yes.
Have you looked at it since?
I don't really remember.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So with whom were you working on this day?
PO Rector.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And were you dressed in uniform or in plain clothes?
Uniform.
Okay. And were you assigned to a motor vehicle or working on foot?
No vehicle.
No vehicle. Okay. So just you were working on foot then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do you have any entries in your memo book regarding this incident?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please read the entry word for word into the record?
So 15/20/22 is the present of duty.
Just the one that's relevant to the incident. I believe that's the one at 1920?
Yes, 1920.
Yeah.
It's at TPO, male, black, around 50 years old, was observed taking picture into the transit base through the window. When asked him to stop and leave the station, male become disorderly and verbally harassed the officers with the racial words. A male was physically enforced out of the train station and completely the pain to his arm. No visual injury medical aid was provided. and Mel was removed to the hospital.
It says which hospital, so just read the hospital name.
To the Cobo Hill Hospital.
Mhm.
80 number is 2022-84-001673.
Thank you so much. Did you prepare any other documentation in regards to this incident? Like
No.
an arrest report? Who prepared the ADIT?
I don't know.
Okay. And did you make any video recordings or take any photographs during the incident?
No.
Okay. So, officer, directing your attention to approximately 7:20 p.m. on August 10th, 2022. What happened?
So that time I was in the station house. I was inside the station house. I saw the guy, his hands is go through the bar, the gate bar, and against to the window glass. Try to use a camera, try to take a picture inside the station house. I mean the precinct. So I just step out, and that guy already been stopped by 2 cops. I'm behind the PO rector. So when I got there, I think the PO rector said, if you can't come down, we got to reject you. And he just starting like cursing us, like yelling us, fuck you, whatever. And I think Richter decided to reject him. So Richter hold his arm, and another female officer hold his another arm. I was in the front. I take him up to the stair. I take him out of the train station. That's what happened.
Okay. All right. Okay. So can you describe the layout of the TD30 station house and the area where he was?
Yes. So the TD30 is like, you know the stair is going down, and you will see the transit gate, because you have to. That's a turnstile. So the TD30 is just behind that gate.
Okay. And the civilian, Mr. Thomas, was he inside of the station house?
No.
Okay. Was he in the paid fare area of the station? Like, did he already swipe through and go through the turnstile, or?
No, he didn't go to the turnstile. He's out of the gate.
Okay, so he's out of the gate. And you mentioned that while you were in the station house, you saw him.
Yes.
With the.
He used a camera
Mhm.
and go through the bar against to the window glass to take a picture.
Okay, and then that window that you're mentioning, was it covered at all?
No, it's not covered.
Okay. And about how far away is the window from the gate that he was standing at?
Oh, it's just beside. Like, this is a window, this is a gate.
Okay.
Like going very close.
And about how long before noticing him did you go outside? Or sorry, about how long? When did you first notice him?
I saw him try to take a picture inside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how many minutes after that, or if any minutes, did you go outside?
I think it might be 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. Okay. And did you have any prior knowledge of the individual, of Mr. Thomas?
No.
Okay. Have you had any previous interactions with him?
No.
No? Okay. And what were you doing when you first noticed Mr. Thomas? I know you mentioned you were in the precinct, but what were you doing?
I didn't do anything. I mean, I saw he got stopped, and I just stepped out.
What were you doing inside of the station house?
You understand where you
Oh,
were?
I just beside the front desk.
Okay. And I know you mentioned you were working station house security on that day, right?
Yes.
What are the responsibilities of that assignment?
Just like make sure everything is good in the station house. Nobody do skip the turnstile. Try to give the QOL, the ticket, quality of life ticket.
And typically when you're working station house security, is that inside the station house or outside of the station house? Because I know you mentioned that
It's outside the station house, beside the turnstile, beside the gate, transit gate.
Okay. And I know you mentioned that you initially saw Mr. Thomas about 5 minutes before he was stopped by other officers, right? Did you say or do anything? Did you tell other officers about him before that point?
No.
No? Okay.
Just so clear, Officer Sue is we're using station and precinct house. He's inside the precinct house.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that? And then this guy's out on the station.
Yes.
Okay.
But just to clarify, you mentioned you were inside of the station house
Yes.
for 5 minutes, and then you went outside.
Yes.
Okay. And you saw him in that 5 minutes. So in those 5 minutes, did you talk to any other officer about Mr. Thomas?
No.
No. Okay. Was there any conversation among other officers about Mr. Thomas?
No.
Okay. Did you see Mr. Thomas first enter the subway station?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know for about how long he was there photographing for?
I saw him try to take a picture. I just stepped out.
Okay. Can you describe it? What do you mean? You saw him take a picture and you just stepped out?
Yeah, because I saw he like very close to the window glass. I feel like that's wrong. So I just tried to like get out. Told him like stop, take a picture. You can't take a picture. But he already be stopped by the two officers.
Okay. So when you noticed him, you were going to go.
Yes.
And then and at any point did he come into the TD30 station house? Before he was ejected. Before he was ejected, did Mr. Thomas come into the station house?
No.
Okay. And I know you mentioned that he was already stopped by two officers. Which officers were they?
I don't remember their name, but I know the female name is Booster, P.O. Booster.
Okay. And when you exited the station house, what did you see? You saw them stop him, but
Yeah, I saw the Indian officer is on his left side, and then it's a P.O. Booster, female, and it's a Rector, and me, and Walton.
okay. So when you first exited the station house, right? You saw that he was stopped,
Yes.
right? Did you see what about that? Did you see? Can you describe that? What you saw for me?
Oh, I saw the Indian officer and the female officer. That's it. It was him.
Okay. So the Indian officer and P.O. Brewster.
Yes.
Okay. Could you hear any conversation that they were having at that point?
No.
Okay. Did you see so the Indian officer you're mentioning, that's Officer Dampap. Did you see Officer Dampap with his flashlight at all?
No.
No? Okay. And what was Mr. Thomas doing when he was... What could you see Mr. Thomas doing?
Oh, he's yelling.
Okay.
He's yelling them and cursing them, like
Okay.
fuck you, fuck your mother, something like that.
Okay. So you were able to hear him cursing at them?
Yes.
When you exited the station house? Okay.
It's not inside the station house. I mean, the time I get out of the station house, I heard that.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned you were behind P.O. Richter.
Yes.
Did you follow him out intentionally? Did you guys have any conversation in deciding to approach Mr. Thomas, or?
P.O. Rector said, if you can't calm down, we have to reject him.
Did you
Did
you and P.O. Richter have any conversation?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you know which officer made the decision to initially approach Mr. Thomas?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Do you know why they approached Mr. Thomas?
No.
Okay. Did any officer tell you afterwards why they approached him?
No.
No. Okay. So other than yelling at the other officers, what was Mr. Thomas doing when you approached him, if anything?
You understand the question?
No, not really.
Okay. When you walk over there, you said he was screaming and yelling.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Did you see him do anything else besides scream and yell?
No.
No? Okay. Was Mr. Thomas still recording or using his camera when you...
Yes.
Okay.
You're recording all the time, I think.
Okay. And when you approached Mr. Thomas, did you suspect him of any criminal behavior? No? Okay. So why did you approach him?
I just step out, try to help the other officers. That's it.
Okay. So you approached to assist the Indian officer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. When you approached Mr. Thomas, was he free to continue photographing?
Yeah.
And was he free to continue photographing inside of the inside of the station house?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And was he free to leave at that point?
Yes, because we told him like you have to get out of the train station, but he was like he refused, and he was like what can you do for me?
Okay.
He just tried to keep going to take the pictures, take the video. That's it.
All right. And did you say anything when you first approached him?
No.
Can you? I know you mentioned that Officer Richter said something along the lines of, "If you don't calm down, we're going to have to eject you." Can you tell me a little bit more about that conversation between Officer Richter and Mr. Thomas?
I think he said like, "What can you do to me? Or shoot me? Or fuck me? Whatever. Do whatever you want." And he just keep going to take the pictures. And Rector said, "If you can't calm down, keep going to yelling, because he's scared of people. I mean, the people is scared him. The people pass by the train station. They scared him. He's yelling too much and cursing us, cursing everyone."
Was he yelling before any officers approached him?
He
If
said
you know.
before.
If you know, right.
Before, the station house.
Before they stopped him, before the first two officers stopped him,
I don't
was
know.
he yelling at all? Okay. Okay. And I know you mentioned that the people who were walking past were scared. Did anyone approach you and tell you that they were?
No.
No? Okay. What led you to believe that they were scared?
Because they just look at him and was like a step away.
Okay. And you mentioned that he was yelling at everyone, not just the officers?
He's just yelling at the officers.
Oh, he was just yelling at the officers. Okay. And he was just cursing? Yelling, cursing?
Yes.
Okay. And after Officer Richter told him to calm down, did Mr. Thomas calm down at all?
No.
Okay. Did he attempt to leave the station house at that
No.
or the station at that point?
No.
Okay. So tell me more about what happened next.
PO Rector and the female PO Booster, one both of them is hold his one arm and reject him to the train station.
Okay. Okay. Did Officer Richter, other than that one time that you mentioned, how many times did Officer Richter tell Mr. Thomas that they were going to eject him?
2 to 3 times.
2 to 3 times. Okay. Did Officer Richter ever ask Mr. Thomas to leave?
Yes.
Okay. About how many times did he ask him to leave?
I don't remember.
And just to clarify, Mr. Thomas never made any attempt to leave the station house of his own will. Okay. Okay. Any questions up until this point?
Yes, I just want to know more about
Yes.
when you saw Mr. Thomas holding his phone up to the station house window. Did you see any flash or anything of that sort?
No.
Okay. And when you approached the other officers, Officer Brewster and the Indian officer who is Danpat,
Yes.
did you see Mr. Thomas? What was he doing with his hands at this time, I guess?
One hand hold the phone, one hand hold the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's recording, something like that.
And so he's holding it up directly to these officers?
Yes.
How close was he at?
He tried to take a picture for all the officers' shield and name.
And how close was he to these officers at that time?
That's very close. Like this close.
So about a foot?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned that Officer Richter and Officer Brewster grabbed one of Mr. Thomas's arms. Which arm did they grab?
Richter hold his right arm. Booster hold his left arm.
Okay. Okay.
I was in the front.
You were in the front. Okay.
Yes.
Were you already on the stairs at this point, or were you going to the stairs?
We going to the stairs.
Going to the stairs. Okay. So on the way to the stairs, Richter had one arm, Brewster had the other arm.
Yes.
And were they pulling him forward, pushing him forward? What were they doing?
They just hold him it's leading him out.
Leading him out. Okay. Okay. Did Officer Richter push Mr. Thomas at all?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Because I'm in the front.
Okay. And sorry, just to get a little bit more clarity about the layout of the. Can you talk a little bit more about the layout of that mezzanine level and the staircase? like where he was standing to the exit out?
He was in the middle,
He was
and Officer Booster, left side, Rector, right side. I'm in the front. Indian officer behind.
Okay. Behind Brewster or behind?
Behind Thomas.
Okay. But in terms of the actual like subway station, the building, right?
Yes.
From where Mr. Thomas was standing, how far away was he from the stairs when he was taking photos?
5 inch, 10 inch, 10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. He was 10 feet away from the stairs. Were the stairs directly behind him?
Yes.
Okay. So how did Mr. Thomas get from the area from the bars to the staircase?
Is the officer's guideline.
That was officers guiding him.
Yeah.
Okay. Did any officer push him at any point?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. And before we get to the stairs themselves, under what circumstances can a civilian be ejected from the train station?
What?
When can a civilian be ejected from a train station?
Every time they can't come down, they being crazy. We have to reject them.
Okay. And then what is the procedure for ejecting a civilian from the train station?
Disorderly.
What is the procedure? So what are you supposed to do when you're ejecting someone?
So we were told him you have to get out. You can't stay here. And if he keep refusing, we were like hands on. We were put hands on.
Okay, so the general procedure is that you'll give them a command or an order or a warning to leave.
Yes.
If they don't leave, you guide them out.
Yes.
Okay. And was Mr. Thomas ejected from the station for being disorderly?
Yes.
Okay, and you mentioned that Officer Richter made the decision to eject him from the station?
Yes.
Okay. How did Officer Richter convey to you guys at all that he was going to eject Mr. Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay, how so? How did he do that?
He mentioned like you can't come down, we have to reject you.
Okay. So you, because of what he told Mr. Thomas, you knew that he was going to eject?
Yes.
Okay. And other than the yelling and the cursing that he was doing towards you, was Mr. Thomas doing anything else that was disorderly?
No.
Okay. And other than being disorderly, is there any other reason why Mr. Thomas could have been ejected from the train station?
I'm sorry, what's the question again?
Okay. I know that other than being disorderly, was there any other reason why Mr. Thomas could be ejected from the train station?
You understand? He's screaming and yelling. So
Yeah.
the investigator wants to find out, besides the screaming and yelling, is there any other reason where Mr. Thomas could have been taken out of the station?
Can I say take a picture or disorderly discount?
So the disorderly conduct is one thing, and then you said taking photos?
Yes.
Okay, so he could have been removed for taking the photos?
Inside the
Yeah.
precinct, or
Yeah.
not your shield, inside the precinct.
Yeah, inside the precinct.
And the disorderly conduct, him screaming and yelling.
Okay. Was there any other reason why he could have been removed?
No.
No? Okay. All right. And I'm sorry if I asked this already. Did civilians, when Mr. Thomas was screaming and yelling inside of the subway station, did any other civilians gather at all?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Okay. So going back to what they were doing, Officers Richter and Brewster were guiding him to the staircase. Once they got to the staircase, what happened?
He's like a little bit resisting because he don't want to get out. So I was in the front. I hold his elbow, and we just got him out.
Okay. And how was he resisting?
Like shaking his arm because he was like, "Don't touch me, yellow dog," something like that.
Okay. So he was like flailing his arm?
Yes.
Okay. How exactly was he moving it?
How I don't know how to say that, but it's.
Just do the motion. I can describe it for
I
you.
think there is one time like I can't hold his arm, like just like that.
Okay. So he pulled his arm away from you.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And before that, you were saying he was flailing his arms, right? And the investigator wants you to describe
Yes.
how up and down like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So-
2 officers just hold him arm.
Okay. So while they were holding his arms, he was trying to move them up and down?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he have anything in his hands at that point still?
Yes. Camera and the phone.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So while he was going up the stairs, he was still resisting by flailing his arms, right?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point, you grabbed him. Where did you grab him?
Like in the middle of the stair.
Where on his body did you grab him?
Elbow.
You grabbed him by his elbow. Left or right?
Right.
Right, okay. Grabbed him by his right elbow, and he tried to pull away from you.
Yes.
Did he successfully pull away from you?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to...
You were still in the front at this time, right? So you reached back.
Yes.
Okay.
And he pulled away from you?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to grab him again?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to successfully grab him again?
Yes.
Was that immediately after?
Immediately after.
Okay, so immediately after he pulled away, you tried to grab at him again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And at that point, he was still resisting. At any point, did he start trying to leave the station on his own? Was he walking on his own 2 feet at any
No.
point? No. Okay. Okay. All right. Did Officer Dampath have any physical contact with Mr. Thomas? I know you mentioned that Richter and Brewster had his arms, and you were standing up front. Dampath was behind.
Mm-hmm.
Did Dampath have any physical contact with Mr. Thomas?
I don't know. I can't see.
Okay. And you mentioned that Officer Walton was also there.
Yes.
Yes. What was his role? What was he doing?
I think he's behind.
You think he was behind?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if he had any physical contact with him? No. Okay. Okay.
Just for the record, the officer said no.
Okay. So after you grabbed him in his right elbow,
Yes.
what happened?
You said what happened for him?
What happened? Just after you grabbed him, what happened? You know.
With all of you guys, what's going on?
Though he keep yelling us, he cursing us,
Mhm.
and we just got him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you mean by got him out? Were you pulling him out? Were you?
Not really pull, but he moved. That's it.
Okay.
Because we got the 2 officers hold his arm, and I was in the front, holding his elbow. It's just a regular move.
Okay. Okay. So, is it fair to say that you were sort of? Can you sort of describe how much force, pressure?
Yeah,
you find?
understand.
I don't think I used the force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just guiding him out? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
just,
what you said before.
Actually, I'm just holding his elbow. That's it.
So you were holding his elbow, and he followed you out while you were holding
Yes.
him? Okay. Okay. Did you try to grab Mr. Thomas's hands at any point?
No.
No? Okay. Did Mr. Thomas tell you at any point that you were trying to reach for his camera?
No.
No? Okay. Did you try to reach at Mr. Thomas's camera at any point?
No.
As Mr. Thomas was being ejected from the station, was there any verbal interaction between you two?
Actually, yes.
Okay, what happened?
I said, "Get the fuck out."
Okay, and why did you say that?
Because it's kind of like a human beings. We human beings, and he's keep going to cursing my partner and me, cursing too much. I just say, I get the fuck out.
And just for the record, the officer wasn't calling Mr. Thomas a fuck. He was just, it was an adjective or a verb, however you guys want to describe it.
Noted. Okay. So I understand what you're saying, but I want to get it clear for the record. Was the profanity used because you were upset at Mr. Thomas for cursing and calling you guys names and slurs?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So because you were upset at what you heard, you cursed and telling him to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Was there any other reason why you cursed at him?
No, he
No.
just cursing too much.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go on.
How did Mr. Thomas respond to your "get the fuck out" statement?
Oh, he was like, "What did you say? What did you say? Say it again."
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say it again
Okay.
because I mentioned, yeah,
And did any other officers make any other statement?
no.
Okay. All right. And to your understanding, what's the policy for when a civilian requests an officer's name or shield?
I think anytime.
Anytime you have...
Anytime they need, they can request it.
Okay.
And we have to give it to them.
Okay, you have to provide it? Okay. Are there circumstances under which you don't need to provide your name and shield?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Did Mr. Thomas ask for your name and shield at any point?
He's take a picture and take the video. He got all the records.
Okay. But did he verbally request it at any point?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you know if you verbally provided any of your identifying information to Mr. Thomas?
No.
No, you didn't, or no, you...
I didn't.
Okay. Okay. All right. And once you got to the street level, you said you pulled him up the stairs. Once you got to the street level, what happened?
He kept going to yelling us, and he wanted to see the supervisor.
Okay.
And I just go downstairs get the supervisor.
Okay. Okay. And after someone, did he tell you why he wanted to see the supervisor?
No.
Okay. After someone's ejected from the station, are they allowed back in?
No.
No? Okay. About for how long are they not allowed back in?
How long? I don't know.
You don't know? Is it just like is there a set time limit, or is it just until they calm down? Like what's the...
Until they calm down, yes.
Okay. All right. And then what's the typical procedure for dealing with someone who tries to re-enter the subway station after they've been ejected?
Because all the time the people we reject is like kind of like the EDP. They crazy. They yelling or cursing all the time. And after he calm down, like be regular, like the normal people, we just let them in. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What about if someone's on the street and still being disorderly and they try to come back inside? What do you do? No?
No.
Okay, you don't let them back in?
No.
Okay. How do you make sure they don't come back in?
We just make sure like he's go away.
Okay.
Whatever which way he going.
Okay. Can you physically block them from re-entering the station?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And could Mr. Thomas have been arrested at any point during the incident?
No.
Okay. Could he have been summoned for anything during the incident?
No.
No. Okay.
You know what? For the summons, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. And then after he was ejected, was he allowed back into the subway station?
At that point.
At the point that he was ejected, would he have been allowed to come back into the station at that point?
No.
No. Okay. And why not?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Because he can't come down, I think.
Because he couldn't come down. But could he have been arrested for trying to enter the subway station, to re-enter the subway station?
Like, how do you guys handle that? You eject somebody and they try to come back in. Is that an arrestable offense, is the question.
Oh, that is a trespass.
It's trespassing?
Yes.
Okay. So he could have been arrested for trespassing if he tried to
Yes.
re-enter. Okay. Okay. And did Officer Brewster tell Mr. Thomas at any point that he would be arrested?
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. And did Mr. Thomas ask Officer Brewster for her name and shield number at any point?
I think he asked for everyone's shield number, and we just gave it to him.
Okay. Okay. That includes you?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier that you didn't provide your...
I mean, he's taking pictures. He was like...
Verbally. Did he verbally ask for her name and
he
shield
was like, oh, shield number, whatever, a Q, and shield number, Richter, whatever, something like that.
Okay. But regardless of whether or not a civilian has a camera and is taking photos, if they verbally request your information, are you required to verbally provide it?
Yes.
Okay. Did Officer Brewster verbally provide her identifying information?
I don't remember.
Well, you were there because there was a time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. All right. And did Mr. Thomas try to go back into the subway station at any point?
I don't remember because after we reject him, I just go downstairs get the supervisor. That's it.
And when the supervisor came, did you come back upstairs with the supervisor?
Yes.
Okay. When you and the supervisor came back upstairs, what was going on?
The supervisor is dealing with him. I just go back to the station house.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Were you behind the supervisor or in front of the supervisor when you came up?
Behind him.
Behind him. Okay. And when you got back upstairs, was the supervisor already talking to Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who the supervisor was?
I don't remember his name.
Okay. Okay. And just to address some of the allegations specifically, did Officer Brewster push Mr. Thomas away from the entrance to the subway station at any point?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did Officer Walton tell Mr. Thomas at any point that the officers would put their hands on him if he tried to go downstairs?
I don't know.
Okay. Did Officer Brewster block Mr. Thomas from recording at any point?
I don't remember.
Okay. And did Officer Dan Path push Mr. Thomas at any point? No. Okay.
That's a no for the record.
Okay. And sorry, just to take a step back to while he was inside the subway station still.
Okay.
After he was stopped, right before he was being ejected. I just want to address some of the allegations. Specifically, you mentioned that Officer Richter grabbed him and Officer Brewster grabbed him.
Yes.
Neither officer pushed him. They were just holding him. Is that correct?
I don't think they push him. I don't know because I was in the front.
Oh, so you
I
didn't
can't see it.
push him.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Okay. Did Officer Walton grab Mr. Thomas at any point?
I don't know.
Okay. Did he push Mr. Thomas at any point? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. And at any point, did you attempt to block Mr. Thomas from recording?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have any questions at this point?
Yeah, let's just get some timeline of something.
Yes.
In the train station, how long was that interaction with Mr. Thomas?
While he was there.
What do you mean in the translation?
How long were you there with the other cops and Mr. Thomas? When you came outside from the precinct, you see these guys arguing, the cops. I don't know if you could say arguing, but you saw the cops standing there with Mr. Thomas. The question is, how long were you there with Mr. Thomas and the cops while you were still on the platform or in the subway station?
I think 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. And how long did it take to get Mr. Thomas out of the train station going up the stairs?
10 minutes.
And how long were you out in the front of the train station with the other officers and Mr. Thomas?
2 to 3 minutes.
And just to be correct, you were the officer who went for your sergeant?
Yes.
What exactly did you tell the sergeant when you went to get him?
Oh, I just told sergeants we reject one people, disorderly people, and he requested for the supervisor.
And how did the sergeant respond to that?
He was like, "Oh, no problem. Where is him?" I was like upstairs. So,
And then you went immediately back upstairs?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to show some body-worn camera footage attached to IA 57. This is Officer Walton's footage. I'm starting at 2:09 of the video player's running time.
He's going to spin it so you can see it.
Can you see all right?
Yes.
It's not needed. Okay. I'm pausing at 2:16. Do you see yourself in this?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's this officer right here in the
Yes.
center? Okay. All right. I'm just going to go back 3 seconds to 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and I'm just going to play it through. Okay. Pausing at 2:19. Did you hear Mr. Thomas request, in the BWC just now, did you hear Mr. Thomas request your name and badge number?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You didn't hear him? All right. I'm going to play it back again from 2:13. Pausing at 2:18. Did you hear him say, "What's your name and badge number"?
You know what? I still didn't hear him anything. Can you go back a little bit?
Well, in any event, even if he said it at that point, Officer Sue said that he gave him the information. So whether he said it
He
at that
testified that he
point,
did not provide the information.
no, he said the information is he photographed his name and shield as he photographed everyone else's. He verbally, I agree. He didn't say he gave it to him verbally, which is what he testified to.
Okay.
But at that point, he may have asked for it. But at some point, he was able to take the photo and of his badge and his name.
Okay.
Correct?
While
That's correct.
okay, noted for the record. And just to clarify, you never verbally provided your name and badge number to Mr. Thomas?
No.
Okay. And why did you not verbally provide your name and badge number to Mr. Thomas?
I don't think he asked me.
You don't think he's asking you? Okay.
I don't think he asked me.
I'm going to play it one last time from 2 minutes and 12 seconds. All right. And if needed, I'll just get a different angle, but this is you right here.
Don't touch my camera. What's your name and badge number?
Pausing again, 219.
I only heard
Mr.
like
Thomas
why
says,
touch
what's your
me?
name and badge number? Don't touch my camera. What's your name and badge number?
Right.
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
Okay.
However,
I mean, Officer Q is saying that he did not hear that, so I'm just clarifying for him that.
All right. Yeah.
Before we move forward, earlier you said that you grabbed Mr. Thomas by the elbow. After rewatching this footage, where did you grab Mr. Thomas?
That's not elbow. That's hand.
that's where you grabbed right here. What's that?
Oh, that's hand.
Right, but it's wrist, right? You grabbed them by the wrist, not up here. You grabbed them down here.
Yeah, not really
Right,
the elbow.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know the English is not my first language, so
You're doing really well.
there are something like it's hard to explain, but
Right,
something I don't remember.
right. You're doing great.
And did you hear in the footage I just showed, Mr. Thomas said, "Don't touch my camera"?
You said from the video or
From the video just now,
Yes.
he said, "Don't touch my."
Yes.
Do you know what he was talking about in reference to that?
Actually, I'm not really trying to touch his camera, but I don't know why he say that.
Okay. And at the time of the incident, did you hear Mr. Thomas request your name and shield number? No?
No.
Okay.
If he asked me like if I really understand it, I would tell him.
Okay. Is there any reason why you wouldn't have been able to tell him at that point in time?
No.
No. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to play from 208. I just want to see if you're able to tell me something. All right. Going to unmute. Pressing play from 208. Same body-worn camera footage of P.O. Walton attached to I-57. Okay. Pausing at 212. Was that there when you mentioned that you grabbed at him and he pulled away? Was that what just happened?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because he's moving like he's moving like towards. He's moving fast. You know, it's faster than me. If I pull him, that should be like it's not like that.
Okay. Yeah. So he was moving faster. He started going up the stairs faster. Okay. Okay. Any final questions?
No questions.
Do you have any further shit on the show?
I just want to go back over the interaction outside of the train station. In regards to BWC, I also want to ask about that.
Okay. Do you know the timestamp? So do you know?
I could just ask it without the footage.
Okay.
Earlier you mentioned that you had started your BWC. At what time did you started your camera?
So it's so I saw he take the picture inside the station house. I step out. I think I turn on the camera at this time.
And at what point did you end your BWC?
Oh, the time I go downstairs to get the supervisor. I turn it off.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to play your BWC footage, also attached to I-54, or I-57, sorry. Okay. And this is the only BWC footage that we have on record for you, so I just want to ask. All right. So your footage starts at the 0 minute 0 second mark, and where does it look like you are right now?
And that's upstairs.
Upstairs? Okay. Do you know why your BWC activated at this point and not downstairs?
He had it on
I
when he
see.
came out of the precinct, is what you said, right?
Yes.
And then he had it on the entire time, and then when he went back down to the sergeant, he turned it off. So is this when he comes back?
So this is the first video I take.
This is the first video, yeah. So I'm going to press play.
Everybody record. Get your lieutenant. That's right. Go get your lieutenant.
Oh, I thought I turned it on like when I step out.
Pausing at 13 seconds. What were you about to say?
I think I turn it on when I step out, but I think that's probably it's not activated.
Okay. It wasn't activated. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Because this is like the electric stuff.
Mhm.
So every time I click the button, I feel like it's activated, but it's not.
So your intention was when you came out of the precinct to
Yeah.
turn on the body cam.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it didn't turn on when you came out of the precinct. But when you came upstairs
No.
here, you pressed it and it turned on. Okay. And I'm just gonna play back from the 7-second mark.
Get your lieutenant.
Sorry, 1 second. From the 2-second mark. I'm pausing at the 5-second mark. Why were you pressed your BWC at this
Oh,
point?
because I found out my camera is turned off.
Okay.
I didn't turn it on.
Okay. So you found out at that point that your camera was turned off. And how long is the BWC buffer? You know how there's usually a buffer?
Like 2 minutes before, I think.
Okay, so in this case it was only about 5 seconds. Do you know why the buffer would be shorter? than
Yes,
usual?
because I turned it off before.
Okay, you turned it off.
Yeah,
before.
my camera was off. That's why I click the button, like double click. It's not activated.
Okay, all right. So the camera just was completely off, not deactivated,
Yeah.
just off.
Yeah, it's completely off.
Okay. And then earlier, when you came outside of the station house to activate it, is that when you think you turned it on?
Yes.
Okay. And then this is the first time it was activated?
Yes.
Okay, understood. All right. Okay. Do you have any questions for this?
Yes, in terms of when you exited the precinct and you went into the train station area, you stated that you thought you activated your BWC at that time. What made you decide to
Turn it off.
turn it? Well, we don't have a footage of it, but in that moment you thought you did, so what made you activate it there?
Do you understand the question?
No, really.
You thought it was on, but it wasn't on. Okay, so when
Oh.
you get to the top of the stairs, you click it.
No.
No,
We're
go
talking-
ahead.
Oh, you got it right halfway,
Okay,
but
okay, go ahead.
while inside the train station, what made you click it at that time?
I think the time I step out, I pretty much just double click it. But after that, I mentioned like there's no lights. Should be have the lights, the red light.
I know.
So just to clarify what she's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first approached Mr. Thomas, why did you activate your BWC at that point? Did you-
Downstairs.
Downstairs.
If you knew it was working, right? You said you hit it.
Yes.
Why'd you do that when you were downstairs? Is the question correct?
Yeah.
Because we have to turn on the camera, activate the camera every time we take the police action.
Okay. All right. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay. Let me just check my notes, make sure there's anything that I didn't forget to ask. I just want to clarify something. When you attempted to activate your body in the camera footage, was that when you were already past the emergency exit door, or was that before that point?
What do you mean, emergency?
Where was your location? Like you said, you tried to turn it on. Did you turn it on as you were coming out of the precinct? Did you think that's when you turned it on?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was before you went to the unpaid zone?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, before you went to the unpaid zone. Okay. just going to show some station house footage. This is station house footage attached to IA 61 of the case file. It's the TD30 station house footage of the exterior main entrance. I'm starting at 36:34 of the video player's running time.
This is precinct video or subway video?
Station house footage.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm pausing at 36:59. At any point during this, did you see yourself try to activate your body on camera?
I think it's on that way. Yeah, it's blocked.
Over here?
No, I think it's that way.
Okay, you think it was behind the pillar?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Give me 1 second. So, just to clarify for the record, you believe that?
You know what? I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So you don't know whether you tried to turn it on at all?
At this point.
At this point?
At this point. There's so many variables, you know,
Yes,
or so many.
I don't really remember.
What's the word? It's not variable. There's so many positions where you could have turned it on, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe you turned it on. And then the precinct, you don't remember, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibilities.
So, I mean,
I turned it off because I'm go back to the station house, try to use the bathroom. That's why I turned it off.
Okay. And, I mean, earlier you testified that you attempted to turn it on after you exited the station house as you were approaching, right? Do you want to, modify that at all, or is that still your testimony?
You said you don't know.
I don't remember.
We're talking about when he's going towards the, disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
Did he turn it on? I think that's when he said he didn't remember when exactly he turned it on.
I don't remember when exactly I turned it on.
Okay. But it was outside of this building?
You know what? I really don't remember.
Okay. Okay. Any final questions?
I just wanted to know if you want to ask about the Denver video, when Mr. Thomas is being ejected, or you have that covered?
Yeah, that's covered. He testified that he said it. And then I know you mentioned that you told Mr. Thomas to get the fuck out. Other than that, did you use any other profanity when speaking to Mr. Thomas?
No.
Okay. All right. Have you told me everything that you remember regarding this incident?
No. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you told me everything that you remember?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No.
No. Okay, this interview is now concluded. The time is now 9:46 a.m.
Does the department have regulations with regard to the filming within precinct houses?
Well, the policy applies to all NYPD facilities.
Well, okay, as to that, but how about the immediate vicinity thereof?
Do you mean like the outside?
Yeah.
No, not to my knowledge. And I think that there would be constitutional questions about recording outside on sidewalks.